It was a little bit more than 2 years ago. It should have been late 2010, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's not go as far as that, no, I don't think so. But, I mean, we played with them before and they were nice to invite us again. So we're just happy to play with them because especially new guitar boy Chris really is a huge Maiden fan. If it's voted by the audience or if it's a gold album, then I'm really happy because, you know, that means people have actually spent hard-earned money on buying the album, and that is fantastic because not too many people do that these days. And also on the voted stuff, like you said in Sweden when we won, that I loved. But to be honest, this Grammy awards and, you know, Grammy nominations, I couldn't care less because it's done by a jury, and then I don't care. Question me and die. What I say was say in heaven, so it shall be done. Yes and no, but it was actually quite a lot of people asking us about this. You know, you've been singing about other people's history. When are you going to sing about your own? And we were thinking, oh well. And the thing is also, in Sweden, the empire, or you know, the Swedish Empire, has been somewhat the domain of right-wing extremists. So we didn't dare to do that before, actually, because we weren't big enough, and some people would dismiss us as right-wing extremists. At this point, though, we thought, okay, now we're established enough that we're gonna get our say in media. It's quite funny, you know, Swedish media is insanely funny, and seeing as we're a very big band in Sweden, there's a lot of, you know, not only heavy metal journalists but regular journalists, and they want to create headlines, you know. So we announced we're going to do this album, and then, some of them are Nazis. Yeah. Read our earlier stuff, read our fucking lyrics, shut the fuck up. My mother is from another country. Heavy metal is a very subgenre there. So unless you are maybe a metal band who went to the mainstream like Metallica or these bands, then you're never gonna do you know, really big halls in Israel because heavy metal is, you know, so small with the population. So it's funny when we were in Israel though, because when we went there, we took some pictures with Israeli fans and we're singing together, you know, the song Counter-Strike about the 6-Day War. And then Swedish media picks up on this. And then we are pro-Israelis and anti-Islamists all of a sudden. We're like, wait, this magazine 4 months ago called us Nazis. Interesting. Now we're pro-Israelis. So first we don't like the Jewish people, then we like the Jewish people. And then they say, yeah, because you're posing with flags. And we're like, sure.
So it's a bit ridiculous because media all over the world actually glorify you, and then your own country...
Oh, they hate it. They hate us.
Hate you.
Yeah.
So what have you done to them?
Yeah, we don't do anything. We don't do what they want us to do. They want us to be on silly TV shows, doing stuff that's not music, and we don't do that. And they think that, hey, yeah, couldn't you blog for our magazine, you know? Like, no. Why? If we blog to our fans on Facebook, not to someone else. Why?
On the other hand, you have amazing fans. They're like your own army. You have battalions.
They are, yes.
They really are, because you have battalions, you have Wolfpack, you have so many different fans. And what I've noticed is that maybe they are not connected enough, because Swedish and Polish fans, yes, they are very connected, but just in Croatia you have 3 different fan groups. Do you plan to do something, anything to connect them?
Connect them together?
Yes.
I wouldn't know how to do that, and it's also hard for us. I mean, it would be kind of, you know, bad style from us to go, okay, you go and do this, and you be friends, and you do this. But I know we have, actually, at 5, I'm going down to the lobby to meet some of them.
You are a pretty controversial person. From my point of view, you mix suffering and partying, you mix history and singing. Like, history is boring to a lot of people, but you make it so interesting. Are you like that in your personal life as well?
I could say I'm kind of fucked up, yes.
You said it, not me.
Oh, I'm not strange. I'm kind of a happy, jolly guy. Not in any way, you know, controversial in, you know, my views on life or stuff. But I do firmly believe that people do too much just because they think they have to. I guess that's one of the reasons I'm here. Not because of the history interest, but rather because I chose to go another way in life. And of course, there's a price to be paid with these things, and it might be relationships, trust me, economy. First couple of years you're touring so much you can't have a job, but when you're touring you're not so big, so you don't make any money at all. And of course it becomes, you know, a thing for many people. Unfortunately, you know, it's something they grow up and at 18 everybody wants to be a rock star.
True.
It would be so cool. Yeah, there would be girls giving me blowjobs after the show.
Does it happen?
It has happened. Not anymore since I got a girlfriend though, but when I was single for a brief period of time, and yes, if the opportunity was given, I did take it, yes.
What are they like? Like, is any of them grumpy? Does somebody makes you laugh? Who is the ladies' man? What can you tell me about them?
Yeah, I mean, they were very well. I mean, obviously, when we announced it, it was a shock because we've been together for such a long time, and we had a negative reaction. But as soon as we started playing, we saw it fade away, which is kind of cool. I really must say, I expected a bigger negative reaction than we actually got, which is, you know, so I guess our fans are more open-minded than I actually thought they were, because most people were a little bit reserved at the first concert, like, oh, alright, yeah, they rock, and then, you know, they start headbanging. But, yeah, well, Chris, guitar player, dark hair, of course, you know, lots of the young girls like him. He looks like one of those, he's part Italian, so he probably got some of that blood in him. He's a very polite, which I think is important, and insanely good guitar player, which is also kind of important when you play heavy metal. Then there's Tove, the blonde guitar player. He's a character. Swedish guy, probably one of the sweetest guys I ever played with. But it can be so insanely funny sometimes. Sometimes he means it. It's like 50% of the laughs. You always laugh when you're around him. But 50% of the times, he meant for you to laugh. And the 50% of the time, it's just his brain. Sometimes he has no filter. He just says something out loud. And it's... You say what? Really cool guy. Also, insanely good guitar player. Very different style than Chris though. Tove is more, what do you call it, almost old school. He's more of the Yngwie Malmsteen, Richie Blackmore school, while Chris is more like cleaner, I'd say. You know, he doesn't play like him at all, but rather Steve Vai style. You know. And Robert, drummer, who is now home with baby. He's, you know, old crazy drummer from our hometown. Known him for many, many years. And I always thought it was, both me and Per, that it was a shame that he was such a good drummer, but he ended up with bands that never got anywhere. Some of them were good, some of them were bad, of course, but he never got anywhere. It was always one of the things you thought about when you came to see a show in the hometown. And, yeah, damn, drum sounds good. Oh yeah, the Robert. All right, yeah, of course, there'll be good drums there. Crazy guy. He doesn't like clothes. I don't mean that in a sexual way, but he just doesn't like clothes, so he'll happily be in only underwear or totally naked in the tour bus. Now we have Snowy with us, drummer.
Yes.
Known him for, how many years is it now? 6 years almost.
He seems like a crazy guy.
He's crazy, really crazy, but really nice. I really like spending time with him, and he's one of the best drummers in the world for this kind of music, so I love playing with him. Personally, he likes sick jokes, you know, a little bit borderline stuff.
Are you aware that most fans actually consider you as Sabaton? You have the military look, you do the music, you do the lyrics.
I do the lyrics with Pat, actually. Well, I thought about it in a sense, and I think it's a big reason because it's just my poor choice of beard and haircut, you know, sometimes. What I do in the band is something that most of what I do, or at least a big part of it, which is, you know, the musical and usually the technical side, also, you know, involved in producing the albums and stuff like that. It's something people see happening, and you get to see the results of it, actually. Same with the song or something like that. What Per does is, I mean, I'd say he actually works even more or even harder than I do. But that's usually more on the management side. So all the great things he's done for the band are mostly only seen by the business side people, the record labels, the booking agents and stuff like that, and promoters. And so I'd say he's like a spider in the web in that sense, but in a positive way.
You remember people. I can't believe that you remember me 2.5 years ago. So it's amazing how much you care.
I'm not kissing your ass now, but it's easier when it's a good-looking girl. Trust me.
Thank you.
And we did talk quite a bit. We didn't only, you know, pass. I signed an autograph because at that point there's too many faces, you know.
Your manager is going to kill me because I said I'm gonna need 15 minutes and it's been half an hour.
Oh, sorry about that, I talked too much.
No, it's been my pleasure, and thank you so much.
Anytime.
And
I know pivo is pivo.
Yes.
What do you say, na zdravje?
Na zdravlje.
Na zdrav. Na zdravje. That's a tricky part, it's so close
I know.
and I keep mixing them up.
But you can do it.